We begin in Khan Younis, southern Gaza, where the quiet of a fragile truce has given families a narrow window to try to rebuild what war has taken. Here, amid collapsed buildings and dust-choked streets, men, women, and children gather bricks pulled from rubble, mix mud with bare hands, and erect low walls, not full houses, but rooms where a family might sleep and children might be sheltered from winter winds. Faten al-Shire is one of those returnees. She speaks softly about nights spent awake, listening for bombing that has not fully stopped. We began to stack stones and leftovers from the rubble to create a place we could shelter in, just for safety, she says. With few materials allowed in through crossings and no tents or containers reaching many neighborhoods, families have resorted to traditional techniques, clay, stone, and labor, to make shelters by hand. Workers move slowly and carefully. Teens shovel soil into buckets, carrying it across ruined courtyards. A man fashions a cage from metal scraps to reinforce a makeshift roof. Others plaster walls with mud, using knowledge passed down through generations. The work is physical, exhausting, and urgent. Winter is approaching, and temperatures and rain can transform any sleeping place into a dangerous exposure. Rami Faris, another returnee, explains the practical limits. He says that cement and standard building materials have been largely unavailable. So we are using clay to rebuild the walls, using what we have, he tells us. That method may provide shelter, but it does not replace proper housing, insulation, or heating. Water remains scarce. Sanitation and clean drinking supplies are limited. Humanitarian groups and local volunteers do what they can, but the scale of need is massive. Across Gaza, the humanitarian picture is stark. Official counts indicate extensive destruction of civilian infrastructure and a very high number of people displaced. For many here, the truce has allowed a painful return, an attempt to salvage livelihoods and to restore a sense of home. Shops, small workshops, and markets, the economic lifelines for many families, are slowly being cleared and repaired where possible. Voices on the ground blend determination with exhaustion. The war hasn't ended, Faten says. Some people might say it's over, but it's not. The suffering is still here. That sentiment is common. Pauses in fighting bring relief, but not normalcy. Children still bear the scars of trauma, and families still lack the basics for safe living through the winter months. Local organizers and humanitarian agencies repeatedly call for unfettered access for winter supplies: tents, heating fuel, insulated shelter kits, repair materials, and safe corridors for aid delivery. Without faster and more reliable access to building materials and basic services, these improvised shelters will remain precarious, and the risks to health and safety will grow as temperatures fall. What is unfolding in Khan Younis is both a story of resilience and an urgent humanitarian alarm. People here are determined to remain on their land, to rebuild inch by inch. But determination alone cannot replace the materials, medical care, water, and protection they need. International and local relief efforts, plus sustained access through crossings, will be essential to help turn these temporary, mud-plastered rooms into safer shelter for the coming winter. This report is a record of what residents are doing now: salvaging, stacking, plastering, and protecting. And a clear reminder that while bombing may pause, recovery will only be possible with sustained humanitarian support.
الخوف والرعب موجود والمعاناة موجودة. كل حاجة لسه إلها بقايا، إلها وجود في الحياة. يعني معاناتنا لسه موجودة، خوفنا لسه موجود، رعبنا لسه موجود، لسه ما انتهى إشي. إحنا والله صامدين، والله ما بنتنازل عن شبر من أرضنا، ولا بنتنازل عن ذرة رمل من ترابنا. بس بدنا الإمكانيات، بدنا نقدر نعيش، بدنا حدا يقف جنبنا. إحنا مش مستغنين عن بلدنا ولا بيعينها. إحنا بلدنا في الأول وفي الآخر بدنا نوقف نصمد فيها غصب عن أنف أي واحد.
نجيب من الدور المقصوف وبنلمها عشان تنبني، ولا يفرجها من عنده يا رب.
العدو الصهيوني ما مرقش لا احجار ولا اسمنت ومغلق المعابر كلها، واحنا هنا بنجيب طينه عشان نبني الحيطان من طينه من عهد القديم. هنا رجعنا للعهد القديم تاني من طينه واحجار. هنا شويه شويه بنتاقلم قاعدين في بيوتنا، لانه خيم في المواصي مهريه لا تصلح للسكن في الشتاء.